What's up, guys? This is CMIDDLET here. It's been a while. I decided to make a bit of a follow-up to my last Hwoarang tutorial, this one obviously being for Tekken 7. Um, so this video is not really going to be kind of like a full-on Hwoarang tutorial. It's mostly just going to be kind of like my initial overall thoughts about his changes, talking about his new moves, his nerfs, his buffs, and yeah, and then just some general thoughts about all those changes, and probably a little bit of general thoughts about the game so far, and just kind of like, I don't know, my take on it, how I feel about it overall. I mean, I think it's pretty awesome for the most part. And so, jumping into Hwoarang, as most people have noticed, Hwoarang has gotten quite a bit better. I think that he's changed they've changed kind of like his overall playstyle, and I think that in general, what I would say is that he's a bit less cheesy. And I guess to define what I mean by that, it's like, I feel like there's, sort of different types of characters in Tekken. You might categorize some as what I would call maybe like straightforward characters, and then there's characters that I guess for maybe, I wouldn't just categorize all these as like cheesy characters, but I'd say more like creative characters. Not that obviously every character takes creativity, but I guess the distinguishing factor in these characters is like that certain characters, their moves and their mix-up is a bit straightforward, where say like a character like Hwoarang, at least the way he used to be, in a single sort of exchange, where some characters might have like 2 or 3 things that they could potentially do, he might have 6 or 7 things that he could potentially do, and that variety is what kind of sets these types of characters apart, where they have a lot more things that they can do, but usually those moves aren't as solid as the straightforward characters. The straightforward characters might have less options, but those options are a bit stronger and more, yeah, I guess just more straightforward. So my thoughts on him is that they sort of made him overall kind of like more straightforward. Like, he doesn't have as many options out of Flamingo. I think that in general, I definitely wouldn't say that overall Flamingo got nerfed. I think that it got changed. Aspects of it got nerfed, but overall, I don't think it's less strong. I think that it's just you're kind of going for a different thing, and you can't really use it in the same way that I think that you used to use it, probably in like Tekken Tag 2. So yeah, I think that like in Tekken Tag 2, down forward 3-4 was obviously really good. You could do that, and then you'd go into if you wanted to just spam lows, basically you could do that, and then you could go into the right Flamingo stance, down 4-3 or down 4-4, with down 4-4 hitting high but giving like that really big guard stun, and that was a mix-up. But also you had like the generally safe lows out of each Flamingo stance. The left Flamingo stance down back 3, and the right Flamingo stance down back 4. Both of those are gone now, and the only reasonably safe, safe for a low move that he has now out of Flamingo is the left Flamingo stance down back 4, which, really, you don't really need like 3 different reasonably safe low moves out of Flamingo. It's sort of the same thing with the Parabellum kicks. Now this is only out of right Flamingo stance, and it used to be, obviously you could do it out of left Flamingo or right Flamingo, but out of left Flamingo stance he's got some other stuff that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But now the Parabellum kicks you can only do out of right Flamingo stance, and I guess in general it was, since you had it in both Flamingo stances before, you could use this as a way to just continually, you know, pressure your opponent by like mixing that up between, you know, the parabellum kicks and then this, you know, this like mid kick. Because you can do that mid kick, parabellum kick, mid kick, parabellum kick, or whatever, and just sort of keep this string going for a ridiculous amount of time, depending on really like the skill of whoever you're playing against. But that stuff, that type of playing, which honestly, that's what I'm talking about when I say like cheesy, is like that's done. And I mean, whatever, that's not really gonna be something that I miss for the most part, because it really only works against scrubs anyway. You know, good people aren't gonna sit and like basically fall for you just switching flamingo stances all day and just and like spamming those moves. You're gonna get interrupted. And so usually, if you're playing like if you're trying to play like a high level Hwoarang, you're not really doing that anyway. So for somebody who's trying to play like a higher level Hwoarang, you just got a lot of tools that you really needed, and they got rid of a bunch of stuff that you really didn't need anyway. So yeah, in general, I think that he's gotten a lot better. And so now I'm gonna jump into his moves and talk about, you know, I mean, like if you don't play Hwoarang, you might not realize, I guess, in detail all the different things that are making him a lot better. You might just kind of play against Hwoarang and be like, wow, he's a lot better. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm gonna get into talking about. But the bad news first, I'm gonna talk about his nerfs first. The list of nerfs is short, and you know, really not that bad when balanced with the list of buffs and his new moves. So the first thing that really got nerfed that's super noticeable is down 3-4. And so the main thing, which you just saw right there, is that this move has a lot of pushback now. So even when it connects, if that connects, then short range moves will whiff, basically. And since I'm just playing against you know, this character that's just standing here, it actually would be even more if he was just holding back. It's gonna whiff pretty significantly. So like a 2 will whiff. This down forward right flamingo stance down forward 4 will whiff most of the time. You know, that's hitting right now because he's not pressing back, but that right flamingo stance back 3 will also whiff most of the time. So that's the main nerf with that move. So you can still switch stances like that, and that works just fine. It basically works just, you know, pretty much the way it did in Tekken Tag 2. So if that's what you're gonna do, then you can still do that. Now, if you really just want to do this and then you want to do a safe mid, like you don't want to do some, you know, flamingo switching and all that sort of stuff, you just want to do this and then kind of get out of flamingo, you can still do right flamingo stance forward 3, and that will you know, that will connect without them being able to backdash or sidestep or really do anything, as long as the down 3-4 connects. So if that connects, then you'll be safe by just doing right flamingo stance forward 3. For the most part, you can also do right flamingo stance 1, this one, and that will also connect and be uninterruptible as long as, again, down 3-4 connects. So you just got to program yourself to do different stuff, like and of course, well, I'll talk about that in a little bit. So yeah, this and that will still connect in just about every situation as long as the down 3-4 connects. And that's yeah, I mean, down 3-4 is still really good. You still, because the thing is, now I do down 3-4, switch flamingo, and then go into another mix up. I do that all the time. So that mix up really hasn't changed, and you can still do that, and it works really well. And if you want to do like down 3-4, that's not what I'm trying to do. Down 3-4 into another down 3-4, that still works as well. But I mean, obviously, that's insanely risky. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. like, you know, too much. You can throw it out there every now and then, but yeah, every single time you do this, you're risking half your life being taken away from most characters in the game. Anybody that can launch while standing. Okay, so yeah, the other thing I was going to say was just Flamingo in general, which this comes with an asterisk in terms of it being nerfed. Really, only the low moves kind of got nerfed. So the big sweep out of Flamingo doesn't have really a really good combo after it now. You'll see a lot of people just doing, you know, like 4-4-2. You actually can get a reasonable combo, like pretty, because the thing is, there is, like, you can do this into a forward 2, I mean a forward 4, but it's really unreliable, honestly. And the combo after it is really unreliable. Let's see if I can actually get it once. So as you can see, it is not easy. Anyways, whatever. I wouldn't recommend trying to, you know, if you can, whatever, if you can land that combo consistently, then, you know, go for it. But I can't, I don't, so I'm not going to recommend it. The combo that I've been doing with that is a crouch canceled down back 4-4, and then forward 3. So after that, you can pretty much get like 95% of the time another 4-4-3 while they're on the ground. Like, you can get away from it, but nobody ever does. So yeah. So considering that in Tekken Tag 2 that used to bound and you get like a full juggle on that, that's basically I'm considering that a nerf. So then also the right Flamingo stance, this guy, so now, yeah, that knocks down now, but in Tekken Tag 2, that low was not safe, but it wasn't as punishable as it is now. Now it gives like the really heavy stun that's basically like minus 1,000,000 frames, and you can get the kitchen sink, basically. Whatever they want to do, they can get it. Everything is guaranteed. Every move in the game basically is guaranteed after you block this. Now, it's still really quick, so, you know, if you get blocked, you know, they either just had a good, you know, guess for it, or you're doing it too much and being predictable. So I would recommend, you know, using that sparingly, because it is super punishable now. And yeah, I think that in general, you know, even though it's good, like, it's cool, I guess, that it knocks down, but it really doesn't do very much damage. So I'm gonna call that a nerf. And plus, we've gotten rid of the high option that that gives the guard stun, which I actually really like that. So yeah, that move kind of got nerfed. Okay, I've got notes here that I'm looking at, that's why. And I don't remember what I was talking about with this, so I'm just gonna skip it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think yeah, I think for the most part, there's one thing that I wrote here that I don't remember what I was talking about. But for the most part, I think that that's it for his nerfs. Like, not really many moves got nerfed. So now let's jump onto the buffs, which this list is much longer, which is awesome. So first on this list is right foot forward, 3-4, not 3-4 together. What do you call that when it's one right after the other? Whatever. 3 slide into 4. So yeah, this is now, of course it was before, it's homing, it's a power crush. What else? Oh yeah, and that tailspin. So homing, power crush, and a tailspin. And basically, so it's actually pretty easy to land this. It's pretty easy to land this move, and yeah, anytime you land that move, it's pretty much half their life is gone. So that's 71, and if you're on a stage with walls, which obviously most of the stages in this game do have walls on them, it's got a pretty good wall carry. So there's a really good chance you're going to hit a wall, and if you've watched any Tekken up until this point, you know that Hwoarang's wall combos are awesome. So yeah, this move is pretty sick, and yeah, the fact that it's a power crush is really nice. It makes right foot forward pretty scary, because obviously you can do a lot of moves out of this. And whenever you want, whenever somebody's getting a bit too aggressive, you can throw that out there. Okay, so then there's up 3-4, this move. So in Tekken Tag 2, this move was really only usable as a low crush. You couldn't just use it like a normal orbital. The range on it was total garbage, and yeah, I mean, I guess that was, well, actually also the only thing then you could also connect with in terms of a follow-up was this little sweep. I think that, no, not with this one. That's with the other one. So you just be able to get that sweep, and you can get a full combo after that sweep and everything. But yeah, it wasn't like super big combo or anything. But now, first off, it's like a legit orbital. It moves forward a little bit, and just the range on it in general has increased pretty significantly, pretty noticeably. And also, forward 2 connects afterwards, which makes for really good combos. So, you can do a lot of stuff after that. But yeah, basically, this is a really awesome move now. I'm throwing this out a lot more now. So it's not just low crushing. You can just catch people coming in. Basically, any situation where you would normally with other characters that have orbital moves, where you might catch people with that, Hwoarang's is pretty much on that same level now. Obviously, it's not as good as somebody like Brian's, but the only thing that's making it not as good is just that it's not as fast. Other than that, that move is legit now. Okay. Now this is a subtle one, but this subtle change makes a really huge difference, and that is while standing 4-4. So while standing 4-4 in Tekken Tag 2, after this connected, after you hit somebody with it, before you could do a down forward, right foot forward, down forward 4, they could do a down 1, and it would beat the right foot forward, down forward 4. Now in Tekken 7, the plus frames on while standing 4-4 have been increased. So while standing 4-4 to down forward 4 is an unbreakable string. So you can't. So basically, if you try to do a down 1 now, you're going to get counter hit. And if you know anything about Hwoarang, you know that counter hit down forward 4 into Flamingo is a guaranteed string with this, that, or that. So all that's guaranteed off of a counter hit down forward 4. So this is super awesome at the wall, because this wall splats, and then you get a big combo after that. But just in general, whenever you catch somebody with while standing 4-4, I'm sure that as time goes on, people are gonna catch on and learn that, okay, I can't down 1 right here anymore. But I'm catching a lot of people with that, because when this connects, people just do that as a panic. They like just down 1 really quick, and then it's like boom, boom, boom. Especially at the wall, it's like a lot of damage off of that. So yeah, while standing 4-4, like I said, that seems small, but it actually makes a big difference because while standing 4-4 is a move that you catch people with several times within like a single round, you know. So having that makes a pretty big difference. Of course, you can still like sidestep that, but most people don't sidestep it, honestly. And sidestepping Hwoarang when he's in right foot forward, again, is going to be super scary now because of that. And if you sidestep at the wrong time and you eat one of those, then half your life is gone. And that's not the max damage combo. Let me see, what is the max damage combo? I think it's I think that's the max damage combo as far as I know. So literally half your life, a little bit over half your life. But usually I'm doing the combo that gives me some Okuzemi options, or is going to give me the most wall carry, because yeah, like I said, most stages have walls. Okay, the next one is a really small one, but it, you know, as somebody who's, as you know, I'm one of these really old people who's been playing Tekken forever. This move has been here since forever, and it's always just been something that almost nobody uses, but that's been because it's been pretty useless. But this is a natural combo now. So it's a small little buff, but it makes it to where this isn't completely useless now. So if we come here, say stand guard, so you can see that this is a natural combo. So like, what's not a natural combo? So you can see, like, say something like this, which would be awesome if this was a natural combo, where he can block between that, and he can't with that one. So, and of course you can do this out of Flamingo as well. So you can say, let's do. So that's what's sort of good about that. You can do things like, or if you're here. So all that stuff works, and this is safe on block, barely. It's like -9, but on connect, it's like +2 or 3, something like that. So yeah, if you connect with that, you still got some frames to play with. Okay, and then there's, oh yeah, left Flamingo stance up 4. Let's change this back to stand. So this move launches them way up in the air now, and you just basically you get a bigger combo. So the main place to use this move is if somebody down ones as soon as you go into Flamingo. Say if you do, you know, 1-2 and go into Flamingo, and then as soon as you go into Flamingo, you have people that down 1, and you know that's just like typical thing that a lot of people do, but that's always been a bit risky because you've got that move, this move, and you've already had that move. All those moves will punish somebody that down ones as soon as you go into Flamingo. But now that punish is going to be a lot more severe since it launches them all the way up there, and then you can get that guy. And yeah, big combos. That's probably not the max damage combo, but that's just one I just thought about off the top of my head. But yeah, basically anything where you can get the big kick afterwards, that's something you want to avoid. I think that move doesn't just do a lot of damage. It kind of like does psychological damage as well, just because nobody likes eating one of those. It just looks like it hurts. And it'll, whenever you hit people with this, they instantly become a little bit less aggressive. So yeah, that's one of the things that is really good about that move. Okay. Anyways. Okay, so then also there's right foot forward 4-4. So it used to be that this would only launch if just the second hit counter hit. But now, if the first hit hits counter hit, the second one will still launch into a combo. Yeah, so something like that. And again, this is a move that's not that hard to connect with. Like, say if you connect with a while standing 4-4, and then somebody tries to do a while standing move, not a down one, but they try and, like, you know, say I was playing against a Hwoarang player and he tries to do a while standing 4-4, then that will counter hit, and then you get, you know, a big, you know, full, almost half your life combo off of that. So that's really nice. This is also a move you can just throw out. You can just walk up and kind of throw that out. Obviously not like, can't spam it because it's too high moves. But in the midst of, you know, you throwing out other stuff, you got to make sure you're throwing out mids and skyrockets to make people, you know, just to keep a lot of variety into what you're doing, so that people aren't guessing what you're doing. But this is a good thing because this is like I think it's either 11 or 12 frames. It's really fast, and if you hit them with that on counter hit, then that's a full launch. So yeah, that's really nice. Okay, and then, oh yeah, this is a small one. Now I'm not sure if you got a guaranteed hit after this in Tekken Tag 2, but I know in this game you do. So after this connects, which is usually, you know, if people are just pressing too many buttons when you go into Flamingo, that's usually when I'll throw this out. But this has another guaranteed hit after that connects. So you can hit with a few things. So 4-4-4 works. Oops. 4-3-3 works. Down 4-4 works. And then the other one, which is going to put you in right foot forward. I think that the best one for that is a just frame skyrocket. Because, yeah, I think that's the only one I was able to really get consistently. Let's see. I think this one works, but you have to delay it a little bit. Yeah. So right foot forward, down forward 3 will connect as well. You have to give it a little bit of delay. If you do it right when it lands, then it won't. It will miss. That takes 63, and that takes, okay, that takes quite a bit more. So yeah, but you got to be thinking about it. I still kind of might rather take the skyrocket for one, because I don't have to think about it. In the heat of a match, I might not remember that I need to delay that. And also, I think that just frame skyrockets do psychological damage, which is very, you know, that's something that I actually think about a lot. Like things that they kind of make your opponent, you know, a little scared of you, basically, a little bit more wary. Okay, so anyways, that's that one. Okay, and then right flamingo stance, down forward 4. So the main little buff in this is with the stuff that you can connect with afterwards. In Tekken Tag 2, you could connect with a 4 with a little dash up, and you can still do that. But you used to be able to connect with that 4 and then a 2. Hold on, let's see. Oh, okay, you can connect with the 1. Maybe that's what it was in that 2. So okay, so something like that. But screw that. I'm not recommending that. The combo that's I think a lot better is you can connect with a forward 2. Because then that makes it to where you can put this move in a combo. This move, which is right foot forward, forward 3, that move is really good to have in combos with Hwoarang, because by itself it does a lot of damage. You can see it's, you know, in a combo it doesn't do that much, but by itself it does like 21 points of damage. But then that also lines you right up for those left flamingo stance mid kicks, which are going to give you wall carry, which you want for sure with Hwoarang in Tekken 7 because his wall carry is awesome and his wall combo is awesome. So yeah, this boom, 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 boom. Okay, so it's pausing like that because the video is I have it set to only save 15-minute videos. Anyways, so boom, 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 into a wall carry. And if you just want to do like a max damage combo, I've been doing that instead of the, probably what you've been seeing is like, you know, somebody gets the tailspin and then they run up and they do this or something like that. I don't like that combo because I drop it a lot online. You know, I'm sure that's the max damage combo in a lot of situations, but the combo that I am doing, typically combos that end with a forward, forward, forward 3. The reason that I'm doing those, one is because it's a lot more reliable online when there's lag. Then also, you get a almost guaranteed, I know that's a kind of like an oxymoron, but like you get another forward, forward 3 like 95% of the time. Of course, you can escape it, but most people don't. It's probably something that as time goes on, people are going to learn how to escape that. But for right now, like that gets escaped like literally probably like 2% of the time. Like 98% of people don't escape that. And if you do that at the wall, so like let's say I do back 3, and I do that, if when I just did that they were close to a wall, I'd also get a free right foot forward, down back 3, if they got hit with the forward, forward 3. So it takes this combo that does 66 damage, then it adds another 19 on top of that, and then another, well, it's this on the ground, I'm not sure what it is, but it's a lot more. That takes it from 66 into the 80s or 90s off of, you know, that one thing. So can make a big difference. Okay. So that was that one. Okay, and then the other move that got buffed is forward, forward, forward 4, which used to be forward, forward 4. So that move. So let's just make you stand guard. So that used to be minus frames, and now it's like plus 5 or 6. So yeah, you basically get a free mix-up after that. So you can mix it up between this mid, between a really quick low, or a throw. Or you could do fancy stuff, depending. I can't do that. Like that, like switch stance is really fast. And there's a way to do a back turned, whatever, not that throw. That throw, but I don't know how to do it. If anybody knows how to do that, please post that in the comments, because I've seen it on, mostly on Korean videos, where they do this throw from back turn, but I have no idea how to do that, and I really want to know how to do that, because that's super useful. It's really good sort of mix up at the wall, where it's like between this, or that throw, but it's the double break throw. Anyways, so yeah, this move has like a lot of plus frames on block now. So it kind of works like Alyssa's, I don't actually know the command for it, but that punch, her little rocket punch or whatever. So yeah, that move's really good now. So yeah, that's all of his moves that he had before that got buffed, which was a lot. That was like 9 different moves that all got buffed. And some of those were like really simple ones, like the, you know, like this guy, but some of them were like a pretty big deal. Like this goes from being something that, you know, I pretty much never used to now this is like a, you know, that's like a move that I'm definitely gonna use now and throw out. It's like a good move now. Okay, so now I wanted to talk really quick about his new moves. which we've got up back 3-3, up back 3-4, forward forward 4, left flamingo, and then we got like the bag moves, basically. So left flamingo stance here, back 1, left flamingo stance, throw, and then this is sort of like a new for a Tekken 7 move, but if you're, like I said, if you're an old man like me, you know that Hwoarang used to have this back in Tekken Tag 1, I think was the last game, where he had a left flamingo stance, back 4 that was this move. So anyways, now I guess first I'll talk about these up back 3 moves. I think that these moves are actually really good. For the most part, in videos that I've seen of people playing Hwoarang online, they don't really use these moves that much. And I think that these moves are actually really good, and especially up back 3-3. And I'll tell you why. Basically, one of the things that Hwoarang has always been weak at is punishing punishing a sweep, punishing like a heavy sweep. Because you used to have to, if you wanted to really punish that, you'd have to do a neutral hop kick, which you know, that's fine. So like, say if it's like a hell sweep or something, if somebody's being really abusive with hell sweeps, you can block it, do a neutral hop kick, get a really big punish. But if you watch most Hwoarang players play, you can see that they're not doing that. They still just do that and then that, which is not really a huge deterrent for a lot of players. It's like, that's, you know, whatever. It's like you don't want to get hit with that and that, but it's not like half your life is gone. So now the main thing for this move is not using it as just like a poke, like you just throw it out there or something. This is for me, I think that the purpose of this move, for the most part, is to be a while standing punisher. And not just for low while standing moves, but also for moves that end in a high, say like Paul's 3-1. So moves that, matter of fact, let's just show that really quick. Paul is probably a good test because he's got low. Let's see, but it is Paul. And actually, let's go to a stage that has some walls now. Alright, so first off, just in general, whenever you land up back 3-3, if there's a wall anywhere around you, you're going to make it to the wall, because you get 5 of these little mid kicks. You get 5 of them when you connect with that. You have to do so this move, which is down forward 3, and you can also do it out of flamingo. If you hold forward, then you can cancel that into just flamingo. So you can keep on doing that over and over again, whatever. Don't recommend doing that in the match. But anyways, so you can use this for combos. So that's too many. 3 is what you need. I don't know. Yeah, okay, 3. You gotta get good at judging the wall, though. So, okay, so that's 3 of them, and then you get the whole wall combo. That ended up taking 74 points of damage. That's half your life. So let's say Paul does something like a demo man. Okay. Okay, so you can see I was farther back that time, so I got all 5, but you can see how much wall carry that has. And if you get all 5, that's an 80-point combo once you add the wall in. That's kind of a big deal. Okay, so now let's change it, and now let's do that guy. Okay, and let's start back over here. Okay, so I mean that's just one example. Paul's 3-1, but basically any move that ends at a high where you can normally like punish that high, instead of punishing that now with a while standing 3, you can punish that with an up back 3-3. Okay, and then like I said, you get 5 hits after that. So if a wall is not in, in the vicinity. Let's push him all the way back here. Then the max damage combo, it still takes 60 points, which is, what is it? I think it's, so long. That's not it, it's just 1. Yeah, so the max damage combo, as far as I've found, takes, I think without the wall hit, it takes 60 points. So yeah, that's still a really good combo off of a blocked low or a ducked high. So yeah, I mean to me, that's a huge buff to Hwoarang just in general as a character, being able to really punish those lows. Because a whole lot of lows that a neutral hop kick is too slow to get, like for example, Ling's, I forget the input for hers, but basically Ling's big sweep, like the sidestep 3, I think it is. You can't punish that with a neutral hop kick, but you can punish it with the up back 3-3. So, and there's lots of stuff like that. And obviously, say something like this move. Hold on, do it one more time. Oh, I don't think that was right. Oh, maybe it will. I'm not seeing the punish though. I might have not pressed back once I was done with it. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's not going to connect. Hold on. And of course, this is like, you'd have to be super, super on. Hold on. Oops. Yeah, that's not going to connect. So yeah, a lot of situations like that, this just isn't going to work. So you'd have to just do a while standing 3 and then a 4-4-3, which that's 20 and then 19. So that's 39. So that's, that's a nice little chunk, but that's nothing like in the 70s or 80s, which is, like I said, what you get once you add that wall in there. Once you add in things like wall breaks and floor breaks, it can get even crazier than that. So yeah, I think that this is actually one of his best new moves. Okay, so then there's a back 3-4, which is this thing. Now on paper, this doesn't really look that good because even after, well actually on block. So let me just, stand by. So on block, the fastest move out of this, which is going to be the parabellum kick, can be interrupted with up to an 11 frame move. So that's on block. And maybe let's just show that really quick. Okay, so let's program. All right, so that's the fastest move you can do after that. So on block, that can interrupt it. That can interrupt it. So 10 and 11 frame moves can interrupt it. And I guess just being sort of, at first, when I first started looking at these moves, kind of, again, like I said, kind of like more like on paper, I was like, oh man, that move sucks. Like, I'm never going to use that. Because I'm like, you know, people are just going to jab me out of it, or, you know, whatever. But once I actually started to throw that move out online and just, you know, see what happened, see what people did, that move is actually really good. Like, people don't typically press a button when Hwoarang is like right in front of them, you know, in that stance. And he does actually still have options. Obviously, you can just do the power crush if they do jab you out of it. And then, of course, you have the low sweep, which high crushes if they jab you out of it. And the only thing that's really going to be able to, of course, people can also down one after that. And that'll, you know, that's not really all that deterring. It'll stop the, you know, it'll stop the string. But, you know, obviously it's not going to do a whole lot of damage. So I think that this move, and, you know, obviously this is all on block. If this connects, then everything is, basically every single option that he has out of there is unbreakable. It kind of pushes him back, though, so got to be careful about that. My wall of judgment sucks. Anyways, so yeah, I think that in general that move is actually pretty good. And since it's an up back move, you can do it out of either stance. So you can do it out of right foot forward or left foot forward. Okay, so that's those two moves. And then there's forward, forward, forward. This move, you know, I think that basically, if you're a Hwoarang player, one of the problems that he's always had is closing the distance. So he had, you know, that move, which is overall a good move, but it's very steppable. And other than that, there's a lot of, you'll see people doing a lot of run up and start jabbing, okay? And, you know, that's one thing, whatever, but it can get to be kind of scary if people like start to duck when you run in, because then you have to run in and start to do down forward. Now it's down forward, used to be back four. Or you can run in and like try and do like these mid moves, but they don't have very much range. So something where you can go from all the way back here and close all this space with, while also just like obviously that one is good for that too now. Yeah, closing all this space where you're not running in and then doing a move. The move itself is really like closing the gap, and that's really, I think, the power in this move. It's really good when you've got frame, like basically in a wake up situation, like if you've just done a combo and somebody's getting up, because people might want to do, if somebody's doing like a wake up kick, that'll just knock them out of that. Or if you mix that up between just rushing somebody as they're getting up and doing like down 4 or 3, it's really good. So just in general, that move is really, really good. Okay, and then there's the Baek moves. And yeah, I think that all these are really good additions. So there's that move. And then this move. And as I said before, you can cancel that. There's a couple of combos where it's sort of necessary to do this. So it's this guy. Which that's not connecting. There we go. And then it's the counter hit version of this. There we go. Oh wait, you have to. So yeah, but for the most part, you know, the canceling of it is just it's good for wake up. Usually all the combos that end with this move, I'll do that as a person's getting up so that I can mix that up between not that sweep. Usually it's usually that sweep or down 4-3-4 or something like that, or just mid kick into, anyway, any one of those moves you can do that. So like, let's say boom, 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 boom. Let's just do this, and then you can just do that as they're getting up, which is pretty good. But yeah, just in general, this move is pretty good. This one gives you a stun, which is nice. The thing about it is, when you don't know that it's going to give that stun, you can get a big combo after that, but unless somebody's just being really, really predictable, you won't know when the stun is coming. So usually the combo that I've ended up doing when I'm, you know, because I have to make that adjustment in like a split second, because you've only got a split second to figure out the next thing that you're going to do before it's too late to do the combo, is that. But if you do it too fast, then it won't connect. Okay, so that works pretty well, and that's something that you can do, you know, within a, you know, you can make that split second decision to do that move, and get a full combo off of that. And let me see, this will probably work too. That's not what I was trying to do. Yeah. Wow. Cool. So that's a bit difficult, but because you have to do that out of a you have to basically do this out of a crouch dash, because you're already in right foot forward. If you just dash forward, he's still going to be in right foot forward. So you have to do it out of a crouch dash so that you can switch back into left foot forward, and then crouch dash basically into crouch dash, this is getting complicated. Crouch dash cancel into forward 2. Okay. One more time. Let's do that. That was too long. I screwed it up. Why is that so hard? There we go. Wow, that takes a lot of life. Okay, so anyways, that move's awesome. This move also gives a stun if you just do the first one, but again, it's kind of hard to do like a full combo after that unless you're really confident that you're going to get that stun. Oops. But you know, if you call it, then you can get a big combo afterwards. And that move is really, you can do a really heavy delay on it. So it's good to, you know, you can throw that out and just do the first one. But if people start to punish you after the first one, then you can bring in the second one. I think it's not super punishable anyway. It's only like -12 or something. So it's not something that you can get like a really big punish off of regardless. So yeah, these are, I mean, but these are new to Hwoarang, but these are old moves. If you've ever, you know, played with or watched Bayek. Same thing with back one. It's just another Bayek move. So this is probably now Hwoarang's best panic move. He doesn't really have many panic moves. He's got like this thing out of honestly, I never use this move. I find it to be pretty useless. But yeah, this is really good. So like if somebody's just being really aggressive and you're kind of having a hard time finding a hole, you can just throw this out there, and that can get you out of a tough situation. I need to work better at working this into my game because I kind of still forget that I have it a lot of the time. Okay, and then there's back 4. And so this move, as you can see, that's a lot of damage. That move is, I think, either 12 or 13 frames one. But yeah, basically, counter hit, you get a really big combo. And I'm not really going into huge detail on like how to do these combos or anything like that because, like I said, this video I'm really just kind of focusing on what's here. It's not something that would be super hard to look up in terms of how to actually do these combos. That sucks that that's missing. I'm probably not doing a big enough sidestep. Yeah, I think that was it. My God. Okay. So yeah, you can get big damage after that, and it's really fast. So I'd say it's. I mean, I hesitate to compare it to it, but I can't think of any reason why it's any worse. But it's kind of like Steve's back 1. So again, this is a move that I'm not really using as much as I probably should. But this is a really good move. I mean, it's high, but it's really fast. It's safe. Has good recovery. Leaves you in right foot forward. So again, this is kind of dangerous because if somebody, say like you do that and they block it, and then they try and do something right afterwards to try and just go on the advantage, to go on the offensive, you still got that really big power crush. So people have to, whenever Hwoarang's in right foot forward, now you got to be really careful. Because that's locked and loaded. Yeah, and like I said, on a stage with walls, you're getting 2/3 damage combo, basically. So it's nothing to play with. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much it that I wanted to talk about in this video. The thing I wanted to close on was just some overall thoughts on the game, and I think that in general the game is really really good, really solid. I think that the new mechanics changes, I think that overall they're good changes. It's a bit annoying when anything is introduced where you have a situation where I think that the person who's not as good won because of this reason or that reason. Now I know that that's exactly what they wanted. They wanted something to make the game more accessible, to where it's not such a lambs versus lions situation. Like there's people, I mean whatever, I'm not like some super crazy awesome player or whatever, but compared to somebody who's like just starting in this game, it's going to be really difficult to compete with somebody like me that's been playing this game for like more than 10 years. So I get it, and I think that even though it's a bit annoying to me, I think that overall it makes the game better. The thing that I am not a fan of, and I have no idea why this is in the game, is the input lag. So I played Tekken on PS4, and if the reports are correct, there's just like 8 frames of input lag. I don't know what that's about. I don't know like why are you adding lag? I can't imagine a single person thinking like, you know what this game really needs is more lag. Like I think that that's awful, and it's not like not noticeable. I can definitely notice it. I can definitely feel it, and I think that it definitely makes the game worse. I'm not sure what the deal is with the input lag, if they're like trying to introduce even more uncertainty or like reward people for being more aggressive. But I mean, that just seems it seems very anti-Tekken, a game that, you know, I think that what attracts people to Tekken is that it kind of has like almost an infinite ceiling in terms of how good you can get. You have people out there like, you know, you have people of like all these different skill levels, where at the top you've got like people like JDCR that are just so insanely good, where you've got people that you would consider that are like really, really good, and then somebody like him can just demolish those people. And I think that that's what makes Tekken great, is just like how many like levels it has. And I think that they should be really careful about dumbing it down or introducing things that make it to where your skill doesn't matter as much. I would say, like, you know, that's definitely a strength in Tekken, and to not go too far down this rabbit hole of trying to accommodate noobs, basically. I think that that's what all of that is really about, is like accommodating noobs. And I think that there should be some accommodating for noobs, because it's like nobody, you know, you're not going to get any new people if everybody just gets owned. Like you could seriously get on Tekken and play for months and still be getting destroyed all the time. So I know that the barrier to entry is high in Tekken. So I think that the rage arts are like a good way to deal with that problem. I think putting input lag in, that does not feel like a good solution to that. I think that just makes the game worse. Anyways, so if you watched this and you liked it, thanks for watching. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for now. I'll probably do a full sort of Tekken 7 Hwoarang tutorial once I've got a bit more experience in the game. I'm still discovering a lot of new stuff right now, so I kind of just want to play it for a while and really, you know, really get a lot of this stuff down, and so that I can really kind of feel like how good or bad a lot of this stuff is, and then I'll, you know, kind of feel a bit better about making a tutorial about it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.
KO. Round 2. Fight. KO. Round 3. Fight.
벌써
You
끝이야?
win.
더 덤벼봐.